All right, welcome to the stream, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? Let me clear my throat a little bit. But we're back for another episode of the Black Diamond Podcast. Hope you guys are tuned in. And if you're first time here, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Boom. Let's make sure some of these sound effects work. Actually, one second, guys. One second. Sorry about that, guys. So, today's episode is going to be about sexual discipline and how you, as a man going through life, can conquer sexual discipline and how, which phase of your life sexual discipline is going to take a part in, and how you're going to be able to just navigate the world just a little bit better. Learn some life lessons from the Black Diamond podcast here. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's go over what sexual discipline actually is. And for that, I actually have a really good definition. So I'm going to share my screen with everyone. And stay tuned, guys, because we're going to have some guests come on later on in the show. We're going to dive deep into this subject even more. So stay tuned for that. Okay. So shout out to Kev. This is an article he's written on the Medium about mastering and understanding sexual discipline. We're not going to read all of it, but we definitely are going to break down part of what he talks about. So, in the journey of life, one often stumbles upon milestones that significantly shape character and destiny. One such pivotal component in a man's life, especially those in their late teens and 20s, is the mastery and understanding of sexual discipline. Let me just break this up right here. What's best? This, all right. This aspect is not often addressed openly due to social stigma, yet it is crucial for emotional well being, mental health, and personal growth. And this is all very true. As you go through life in your late teens to your 20s, into your 30s, into your later parts of life, you're going to need to understand sexual discipline and you're going to need to master it. Why? Because you're going to meet different people along your path, along your journey. You're going to meet different women along your journey. And there's always going to be some sort of temptation, especially if you put in the work to build yourself up to be the type of man that attracts a lot of women and that attracts a lot of attention. You're going to be faced with temptation on a daily basis, and you need to have your wits about you and the ability to understand what and what to do and what not to do in certain situations. So sexual discipline is going to play a very crucial role through your teens when you're developing yourself as a man through your 20s and through your 30s. So let's break down what sexual discipline is at its core. Understanding sexual discipline. At its core, sexual discipline is not just about restraining oneself from indulging in sexual activities. It is more about understanding the power of sexuality, recognizing its role in our lives, and channeling this energy productively. It is about being responsible for our sexual choices and their impacts on ourselves and others. Yes. So, one main thing, and that's what we're going to read about that. So, we can remove that. So, one main thing you got to understand about sexual discipline is that you're going to need to understand how you can use that energy and manifest it into something productive for your life. Whether it's going to the gym, maybe you're putting that energy into self improvement, maybe you're putting that energy into your career. You need to understand how to take that pent up energy, because that's what it's going to be ultimately, and how you can use that for good. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about here on this episode. We're going to dive deep into what I learned about sexual discipline, how I mastered it, and also the obstacles you're going to face when trying to overcome temptation and the lizard brain, right? Whatever you want to call it. But having sexual discipline is going to help you out a lot in many ways, just navigating yourself as a man. So let's talk about this some more. All right. So I like to break this down into three phases. Let me just change the camera here. Cool. So I like to break this down into three phases. The first phase is going to be when you're single slash grinding. This is going to be from your teens to possibly your late 20s. You're going to be grinding. You're going to put a lot of energy into just focusing on yourself and how you can improve yourself and become a better man. The next phase is going to be the dating phase. This could be anywhere between your mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s, right? All depends on what type of man you are and where you are in life, right? If you have some, really, I would say if you have some disposable cash and you have some extra time, then you can start entering that dating phase, right? The next phase we're going to talk about is relationship. This is the phase of your life when you've been through the dating process, vetted countless women, and now you're kind of settled for a relationship, right? And what's good about this phase is that if you did the first two phases correctly, you're going to find yourself with a very attractive, submissive, and inspirational women, I would say. Right? If you did it correctly. If you didn't do it correctly, then you might be met with a overweight, loud, obnoxious, nagging woman, which happens to a lot of guys, unfortunately, right? So let's go back to the first phase when you're single and you're grinding. In this phase, I like to say you're a young man starting off, and you're decently attractive, right? But you're young, you don't really know much about women, you're just now getting your feet wet, and you really want to know what to do with all this energy that you have. You have a lot of pent up energy and you just don't know what to do with it. First thing I will say, women will be a major obstacle for you that you're going to have to overcome, right? There's going to be temptation all over at this age, at this phase in your life. This not only applies to women that you'll meet in the real world, but women you'll also meet online. Thanks to the invention of dating apps and social media, the access to beautiful women is now pretty much open, right? You don't need much to just see beautiful women all over. While one may see that and say, "Hey, wow, that's a good thing." You no longer need to really go outside and try too hard. You could find beautiful women online. You could shoot your shot online. The downside to that is that you need to understand that what you see online isn't necessarily the truth. It's an illusion. It's an illusion for clicks. All all the material and the content you see online, which are beautiful women everywhere, which are just, I like to say soft core corn, that is all an illusion to get you to click. That's all an illusion to get you click to another funnel, to get you to buy a product, to get you to buy the service, whatever it may be. These are all going to be major obstacles for someone in this phase who is really serious about just grinding and getting to where he needs to be. All right. Now, you also have the invention of dating apps, which has caused a major stir in the dating market, right? Where it will kind of lead you to believe that you'll have a whole bunch of options everywhere. And it'll lead you to believe that women are going to come to you at a swipe of a button, but it's just not true. Now, you'll need to decide if you even want to participate in dating or if you solely want to focus on yourself. Now, I always say you need to find a balance of the two. You need to find a balance, and this depends on where you are in your life. But maybe you can sacrifice a few dollars, go on a date once a week, and you spend the rest of the time just grinding on yourself. Or you can just cut off women altogether and just have friendly interactions with them. You always want to be able to talk to women, of course, but you can take some time out to just step away from dating altogether and just really focus on yourself. There's nothing wrong with that as well, right? Now, the crucial part to this is going to be yourself from cleansing yourself from those mental temptations to look at a woman a certain way or to want to say something that's just inappropriate or to want to like a photo or to want to look at something that's inappropriate online. You'll want to cleanse yourself of all of those thoughts. You'll want to cleanse yourself and just kind of just be reborn as a new man and just think of it as an obstacle. Think of all these interactions you're getting, all these pop-ups that you may get on your Instagram. They're just obstacles for you. They're obstacles that are just getting in your path, the way of your purpose. So the main thing you want to do in person, you're going to find beautiful women in person, but you want to cleanse your thoughts. You want to have a clean mind. So you want to cleanse your thoughts of having any inappropriate sayings or any inappropriate thoughts that you may want to do to this woman, or you may want to say to this woman, whether it's a corny pickup line or you just see her body part and you think something. You want to cleanse your mind of those thoughts, right? You don't want to have those thoughts. That is you're gonna have that is what we consider a lizard brain. You want to cleanse your mind of those thoughts. The next step you want to do is cleanse your digital feed of these images and this content. So if you're following a lot of OF models or if you're following a lot of Instagram models, you want to cleanse your feed of all of this. You want to get rid of all that type of content because that content will not feed into your purpose, right? You want to take that energy that you're getting that you're holding pent up, and you want to put it into something that's going to make you a better person at the end of the day. So you want to cleanse your feed, get rid of all that, and start following Black Diamond Podcast. Follow more podcasts where you have men speaking to you, motivating you. Me, for example, I follow a lot of motivational pages where they're just, constantly telling you to get to work, get stuff done, go for success, go harder, right? So you want to follow pages that will benefit your life, and that could be different for everyone. So if you really like side hustles, if you really like the motivational aspect, or I wouldn't say if you need to, you could throw some entertainment in there, but don't go too heavy on the entertainment. Don't go too heavy on the skits and the comedies and parodies. That's also going to be an obstacle as well for you on your path. But it's not as bad as watching some of the digital corn that we have on there that's filled on Instagram and Twitter. Hopefully Elon Musk is watching this and he just bans porn on Twitter altogether. I think it's about time for that to happen. Right. So why do you want to do this, right? You want to do this to your digital feed, more importantly, because you'll come to a realization, especially if you're not good at cold approaching or doing in-person approaching, that you'll find that a lot of women you meet digitally are actually a lot more accepting of your flaws and aren't as harsh as if a woman would be in person, right? And there's a reason for that. Like I said, they're trying to sell you something at the end of the day. They're trying to get clicks from you. Everything that they're doing is to get clicks from you. So they're giving you this illusion of them being this super friendly, nice woman. But at the end of the day, they just want money. They want clicks. They want attention. And the more you click, the more you're going to stray away from your purpose. The more you give in to the corn, the more you give in to the Instagram models, the OF models, that type of content, you're going to be straying away from your purpose. And funny enough, I have something I want to share with you guys. Let's do this. All right, guys, this is my Twitter page. Let me just show it to you. If you guys are watching, or if you're going to watch in the future, follow me on Twitter. I post a lot of stuff on there. I try to post every day, but I give my thoughts and opinions on there. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram too. All right. So we're going to play this.
This is good sportsmanship. Now, look, I won't lie. The first video I watched you were fingering your vagina. Came to that. Then I found out you got fucked on camera, and then I came to that. So I've jerked off to you quite a few times.
I love it. I do everything on camera.
No,
so I'm glad you've escalated. You started slow and then you worked your way up.
Worked my way up. Yeah, I'm gonna lie. WOF girl. You're actually one of the few that you have a good personality. You're a good sport. This is good sport.
Okay. So yeah, LOF girl actually, not WOF girl. But as you can see from this 30-second clip, right? Aiden Ross here, if you don't know, is a Twitch streamer. Oh, wait, my bad. Kick streamer who is basically just proud in, jerking off to this OF girl who clearly doesn't care about him. And I don't know if you could tell by the interaction, she's kind of just applauding him and just being super friendly and super nice, but at the same time, making sure that he knows where to go. Like, oh, you started here and you went here. You kept upgrading. You went to the silver package. And then she says, oh, and then she gives him some half-ass, and then he gives her some compliment talking about how she's really nice and stupid stuff like that, right? She's only nice because she wants the clicks. She's only nice because she wants the money. If you weren't paying or if she wasn't getting paid to post that content, she wouldn't give two shits about you. So, but it's sad to see that you have someone as big as Aiden Ross, who's a kick streamer now, and he started from the ground up, worked with Andrew Tate, worked with a lot of really successful guys out there in the industry right now. And he's just promoting degeneracy like this. He's promoting things that a lot of guys who are watching his stream are going to go do. They're going to go follow this OF girl, and they're going to stray away from the purpose. So you're going to see stuff like this all the time, guys, but you need to stay focused, and you got to continue to stay on the path to finding your purpose. All right, what else do we got here? All right, so let's talk about the dating phase. All right, so typically most guys in this phase will be in their mid-20s, late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, right? Depending on what type of guy you are and what you're looking for, right? The most important part is that you know that this phase is temporary, right? There's nothing fun about dating for the rest of your life. There's nothing cool about being the guy who's 30 years old or 30 or 40 years old, still in the club, trying to talk to all these women, all right? So you need to know that this phase is temporary. And if you didn't accomplish phase one, if you didn't grind to a point where you have some disposable cash and disposable time on your hand, then you still got work to do, all right? So this will be a phase in your life where you find that you have some disposable cash and that you have achieved most of what you want to accomplish in life. All right. Emphasis on that. You've achieved most of what you want to accomplish in life. If you still have goals major goals that you didn't hit, you don't need to be worried about dating. You still need to be grinding. Okay. But these are for the people who have achieved what they want to accomplish in life. And if you don't have goals in general, you need to watch my goal setting video where I break down how to create goals for yourself and how to achieve the most out of your time and the year. Because the year starts in January, but let me tell you, started way before that. You need to be goal setting from before the year even started. So this dating phase, you'll be focused on two main methods of approaching women: in person and digitally. And when I say digitally, I mean dating apps, Instagram, etc. Hopefully, at this point, you also maxed out your looks, which consist of hitting the gym at least 3 times a week. I would say even more, depending on where your physique is. And you have to have developed a solid physique. If you're just hitting the gym 3 times a week and you have a solid physique yet, then you still have work to do. Another important aspect is finding a celebrity phenotype that matches your physical structure, your physique, right? I mean, for example, every guy kind of has one, but it just goes based off who people say you look like. And if you never get that, then you need to do more research and kind of build that phenotype and go through a list of celebrities and try to find that phenotype. The closer you can get to matching a celebrity phenotype, the closer you are to developing a baseline of attractiveness. The next is you have developed a highly complimented style of dressing. Don't confuse this with the personal style. You need a highly complimented style, a style that people compliment daily, right? Okay, people say, "Hey, wow, you look really nice." Not your own personal style that your mom compliments you on. This is a style that women notice, other men notice, other men want to ask you, "Hey, where'd you get that jacket from?" This is a baseline level of attractiveness. All right. So physique, celebrity phenotype. And when I mean celebrity phenotype, I also mean the hairstyle has to match as well. So keep that in mind. And then you have your own complemented style. right? I like to say you need at least 3 suits. And depending on your body structure, you can go for a more fitted or a more regular look. But that depends. Find your phenotype first and then find a complemented style. Maybe get a stylist or something like that. But you definitely need a style. You also should have a decent digital profile at this point in your life as well. Your profile shouldn't be filled with any images that aren't yourself, any cartoon characters or any anime characters. You want to get rid of all that stuff. You want to have a digital profile that looks like you're a grown man. All right. So once you developed all that, you'll find yourself attracting more women rather than just chasing women, right? And when you have come to a point where you're attracting more women rather than chasing, you'll have a decision to make of which women you'll want to pursue and which women you won't want to pursue, right? This is where sexual discipline comes into play. You no longer want to be that childish boy that takes the grenade for the team or that goes on the two-man and ends up with the short end of the stick, all right? And so basically, you don't want to be that person that ends up with a girl that nobody wants at the end of the night, right? And if you're still surrounded by guys who push you, if you're still surrounded by guys who, oh, shit, did my camera go out? Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna have to fix that. Yeah, if you still find yourself surrounded by guys who put you in a situation like that, then you got some adjustments to make. You now also need to place yourself in an environment where all the women are at least average looking. At a scale of 10, and we don't use 7 over here, the women need to be at least a 5.5 plus and above, okay? And they can't be overweight. I'm sorry to say they just can't be overweight. So they need to be a decent weight and also average looking. No big Shirleys, all right? We don't do that. If you haven't found those places, and you're still finding yourself at low-end clubs or dive bars still, go back to the first phase and still continue grinding and network a little bit more with other guys who can put you in connection with those type of places. This is why I said you still need to be out there communicating with people and just building your rapport and your digital image as a man. All right. But once you do find a network of guys and do find a frequent, I would say successful environments where you could frequent and meet beautiful women on a daily basis, this process will set you up to be around beautiful women. And not only that, potential women who would want to be with you long term. That's key because that goes into the next phase. Now you can go 2 different routes here. You can be, well, if you're dating, I would hope that you're dating multiple women. I would never want you to just date one woman at a time. That's pointless because these women are not dating one guy at a time. Rest be assured, you're not the only person she's talking to. All right. So I hope you're dating multiple people. But also this is where you kind of you build yourself up a nice rotation, right? And with that, it's important. Here's another key point: sexual discipline. You must stay strapped at all times. And if you know, you know. All right. Don't believe a woman's word just off face value. Always stay strapped. Never leave the house without protection. Better safe than sorry. All right. This is the true essence of practicing sexual discipline while you're dating. All right. Now, we've seen this gone wrong a bunch of times. The main area where we've seen this play out and it went wrong was with Kai Cenat. And if you guys don't know, allegedly he paid for some cat. And what do you know? She turned out to be a clout chaser. So let's see if we have a clip on that. Play for you guys. Okay, so we're gonna play this. All right. So allegedly in these photos, you have Kai paying $5 to this girl, Layla. And then, she posts a picture with him sleeping. Boom. Full video of me and Kai, link in bio. See, this is why I always say they want clicks. And you need to pay attention. You got to open your eyes. These girls aren't really interested in you. They just want clicks. They just want clicks for you to go to their link. That's all they want. So we can learn a lot from this Kai Cenat situation. Right? Just put it out there, FYI, most of these famous streamers or celebrities, they're paying for box one way or another, whether it's in the form of cash or it's in the form of gifts and experiences. They're paying for it, right? I just don't think that all these streamers are just getting it for free. No, they're getting finessed a lot of times. But where Kai went wrong is that he got too engulfed in the looks rather than the woman's values, right? And what were her values ultimately? Her value was that she was a sex worker / clout chaser, right? She didn't really have anything else to add besides that. And she ended up doing what clout chasers do, which was leaking pictures of him and then asking for clicks. So what did Kai do? Let's see. Let's see what Kai did. Because Kai came back hard. He came back hard, and I want to call him the clout chaser slayer.
So Layla, I have bought your domain. Now you might ask, what does that mean, Kai? It means every time somebody types in Kiara Rush, anytime somebody types in Layla Red, the first website that they will click on is all the lies you've told me, or the crimes you've done, or the dumb shit you just put yourself in to fuck up your life. So no, your OF link won't pop up first. No. No Pornhub or anything like that won't pop up first. Oh, no. The top link will be Kiara Rush, okay? Showing everything that you've done, okay? And you made a mistake fucking with me. Now, I know you don't understand the streaming world, and I know you don't understand what's about to happen, but you wanted your attention. So, Layla!
So there we go. We got Kai Cenat, the clout chaser slayer. And, honestly, she deserved it. I'm not going to lie. She deserved it. Bought all her domains, bought all her names so that she doesn't get those clicks. And that's really the only way you can hurt women like this is if you take away their funnels, take away their click funnels. So she got what she got for doing that to him. And I think she's gonna get sued later on for like 100 bands because she definitely signed an NDA. So play stupid game, get stupid results. All right. But most importantly, about this phase and what you can learn from Castanet is that you gotta stay away from those type of women. This type of women are going to be dangerous. If you know that she's in that type of field, that she does that type of work, just stay away from her. It's not going to be. It's not worth the headache, man. It's not worth the headache. And if you have some form of status or something to lose, 100%, just stay away from those type of women. And check the whole facts. Nowadays, every woman will have one. Okay, ask questions, ask around, check the whole facts, get your information ready, and be prepared for what you find out. All right. But always ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Not just to the girl, but to your homies, the internet. Someone knows her. Right. But this all leads into the third phase, the relationship, and how you can master sexual discipline in your own personal relationship. Now, this phase of your life, I would say that you're pretty much done dating. You're pretty much thinking about either family, maybe settling down or something. And, maybe you want to have a nice rotation where you want to get back to so you can focus on other goals. Or you want to play the monogamy game, right? To each their own, right? Every man is different. The main point is that you see yourself as committed to these women, all right? You have some duty to be the man in their life. You have a level of responsibility, which requires a level of authority over these women. All right. You're the person they call when they're having a rough day or when they need something. You know that your role as a man is the 3 P's: protect, provide, and profess. Your sexual discipline is going to come into play by understanding the needs / wants of your women or the women that you're dealing with. You're going to find that the women that you're dealing with may not always be turned on by the same things anymore. And it's going to be up to you to keep the mystery and the sexual engagement / energy high. So this is where you're going to be spending most of your time just figuring out what little quirks your woman has and what little quirks she doesn't have, what she does like, what she doesn't like, and just understand how you can get her engagement up and keep it up, right? If you're seeing multiple women, you'll need to start weighing if it's time to, right. Okay. If you're seeing multiple women now, you're going to need to start weighing your time out and planning your days more thoughtfully. You're going to need to weigh out the options of if it's worth seeing this woman over this woman, depending on the current situation, right? It all depends, but you'll need to start weighing options and start valuing the time with each woman a little bit more specifically, if that makes sense, right? So you'll need to start weighing on your resources, financially, mentally, and just seeing if this is actually the right move for you right now. If seeing this girl right now is actually the right move for the relationship with other women that you have or with the relationship with yourself. So it's up to you. That's going to be up to you based on your circumstance and your situation. And that's kind of where sexual discipline comes into play as well. You're going to need to understand how your actions with other women are going to play a part on the women that you're committed with and their feelings and their thoughts. Basically, you're just taking into consideration their feelings and their thoughts, and you're going to move based around that. Okay. At the end of the day, though, your role does not change, but the actions in which your sexual energy is displayed will. Okay. And that basically wraps it up for sexual discipline when you're single, dating, and then in a relationship. Now, does sexual discipline apply to women? It most definitely does. And it plays an even more significant role for women. And it comes up even more when those women are trying to find a potential suitor or a long-term mate. For example, we know that sex workers will never get the most valuable men, but they may get a rich guy who is lacking in other areas or only sees them for their body. These women actually may never get wifed unless it's to someone who is utterly lacking socially, financially, or physically, or they could end up as in part of a rotation, which is still a very good option. Still two options where they're in long-term relationships. So I actually have something on Twitter. Let's go down. And this will kind of explain what I mean by sexual discipline in women. If you guys haven't checked on my Twitter, check on my Twitter. All right. Check out my Twitter. Oh man, I got some classics on here. All right. What do we got? All right, here we go. This one right here. So it says a ninja can flex. We're gonna say flex on 300 women and still be a prize, and the women cannot. And it's just that. So this goes back to one of my favorite analogies. Basically, the key and lock scenario, right? Where you have a key that can open many locks is a valuable key. But a lock that can be opened by many keys is a shitty lock. And that kind of just depicts what she means by this, because a guy can have relations with 300 women and still be considered a prize. Why? Because we know that it's not necessarily easy for men to get women. So when a guy can display that he is in demand, especially to over 300 women, we know that he has some type of value to add. On the other end of that, if a woman did that, it wouldn't display any sense of value, because getting sexual attention from a man for a woman is essentially very easy. There's not much thought or energy that has to go into it. So it's a little bit of a double standard, but it's a double standard that not all men have. Maybe the top 10% can reach this echelon and actually be able to accomplish this, and with beautiful women at that. That's not something easy to do. But yeah, definitely there's a difference. Definitely a double standard, but a good double standard, because it tells men that you have to put in the work to be the type of guy to do this, and you can still be valuable. While on the other end of that, women just have to retain their value. That's it. Simple as that. Don't give it out. All right. Let's stop sharing. All right, guys. I was hoping for some guests. Doesn't look like we're gonna get any tonight, but I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown of your lack of sexual discipline and what it means. We're still working on these live stream, guys. We're still working on getting guests in here. So hopefully this all works out in future episodes. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed these streams with just me. And like, comment, share the video with somebody who needs to hear this. Create clips from this. Spread the message, right? I feel like this is a message that needs to be spread to all men. And just how to be aware of what's going on right now. We're in the age of degeneracy, right? We're in an age where being on the internet, showing your body for $3.99 is going to get you somewhere. So just understand that, move accordingly, and just know your role. Follow your purpose. Stay on path. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give in. Right? No matter which phase you're in. If you're single and grinding, keep grinding. You're in the dating phase, understand why you're in that dating phase. You're in that dating phase to leave that dating phase. If you're in the relationship phase, understand why you're there. Understand your role as a man within those women's lives. You now have something that you need to look after and you need to care for, that you're committed to. So just understand all that. Move accordingly, guys. Navigate through this world. Send me an email if you guys want to talk to me. Send me a message, anything. And I'll leave you guys with that. I'm out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I will catch you later.